the cuck is like a genre.
The lead animator for children's TV show Bluey has been fired this week.
I got into a different kind of entanglement.
And the narrative is very like, why is he still around? Why is he still around? Why is he still around?
You have to be able to take this hit when another man is getting your girl.
From Will Smith to the cuck chair, the concept that is the cuck has taken the internet by storm in recent years, simultaneously getting a bit bleached in the process. I mean, literally, somebody in my Discord server said that Reinhardt was a cuck. And if Reinhardt isn't a cuck, just what is a cuck? Well, it's a bit complicated due to the semantic bleaching. However, it originally meant a man who suffers sexual infidelity from his wife. It has since been merged with the sexual fetish cuckoldry, so now it has an association with voyeurism or watching that was not there originally, hence the well-known cuck chair. But what the hell is this doing on my channel? What does this have to do with RPGs and Fire Emblem? Well, I've made that discovery. This should not have been so shocking, but the series that has face-petting minigames is genuinely so disgusting and degenerate that I was able to compile at least 10 cuckolds for your listening ears. Somebody has a fetish, and I'm gonna prove it. They're letting out all their cuck fantasies onto all of us, and we're paying them for it! Can you believe that? Now, since the word cuck has so many different meanings to different people, I'm gonna tell you the qualifications to get on this list. The character must be in a committed relationship and suffer some kind of infidelity from their partner. And women count as cucks too. Has the term cuck queen exists? Yes, cuck queen is a real word.
I am Lodestar Claus, also known as Liam, and I'm going to be helping out Nicole round up some of these cucks and pseudo-cucks because we are going to be including those. To properly understand my definition of cuck, I shall show you a clip.
Well, Elizabeth, when Anita and I got married, she made it very clear. Justin Timberlake's up here, I'm down here somewhere.
Sure.
And
So, analyzing this clip, we see two people that are married in relationship, something in this cuckold triangle dynamic that they have with Justin Timberlake. That is very important. However, there was no explicit sex, anything going on between the woman and Justin Timberlake. But we can all agree this guy is a massive cuck. There has to be something, a je ne sais quoi, if you will, that can make someone a cuck even if they stray a little bit from definition. So, just beware of that. If someone is enough of a cuck, the rules don't matter. They're going on the list. This list will be ordered based on how hard I feel the character got cucked, with number 1 spot being the character who is the king of the sport. Without further ado, let's get into number 10.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked.
Number 10.
This guy is like the champion of cucks in Fire Emblem, the poster child, if you will. The entire climax of part 1 kind of hinges on this emotional beat. So why is Sigurd so low? Well, in my honest opinion, even though Sigurd caught the good old filet mignon treatment from Arvis, did he even technically steal his girl? Sigurd's girl is low-key dead. She doesn't have any memories of him, so in her heart, she's not doing anything wrong. Deirdre didn't really betray his trust, and neither did Arvis. Sigurd might have gone through some of the worst emotional pain in here, losing the mother of his child and getting sent to the epic Lafani Reddit barbecue, but the degree to which he was cucked was not that high in my opinion.
Number 9.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
No, not him. I fucking wish. These people. Jose here is a whole ass scoundrel that needs to be locked up for the safety of everyone. Not only is Sylvain betraying the trust of all these girls, we see it from the jump in his ballot support.
I don't know why she's so upset about me dating other girls. She didn't care before she found out, so why does she care now?
That he is a cheater. But These were the old European times as well, when people were fucking goats for fun, inventing new ailments for your testicles. That's why Sylvain's an actual menace. So not only did they get cheated on, but they also got STDs. I really think that edges these young ladies out against Sigurd. They definitely had it worse than Sigurd in terms of getting cucked. STDs are nothing to fool with. And I have to give a salute to my warriors who were fucking with him. There's Vietnam, and then there's the biological warfare that was going on in your vagina. When you think about it, right, like, sex is quite like Vietnam. It blown up lots of kids.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
We've got ourselves a variable cuck, fellas. This time it's whoever you choose to marry Cordelia to, because god damn! This one is definitely about the vibes because, you know, she is unable to get married to Exalted Dick. However, 41 mentions of Crom between all her supports in Awakening, with 9 different S support partners mentioning Crom, and most of them comparing themselves to him. Thinking she'd love another man more than you while you are proposing is fucking insane. Fuck you. And yeah, she accepts all these proposals and says how much she loves her husband more than Crom. Hey, Severa, have you got anything to say about that? You know, all that is said is well and good until you realize this woman gave her daughter a whole ass complex to the point that Severa thought her mother's final words to her were about Crom. You did this, Cordelia! You made Oscar Soryu Langley! Just imagine how much she must have been talking about Crom for her daughter to think this, right? Even though, you know, there was no or anything like that, you still know that, like, whenever she was talking about her husband, she'd accidentally Freudian slip into Crom.
Because this was
Number 7.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
Lacane isn't just on this list because Astrid runs off and finds a man. I mean, he is, that's what the video is about, but there's more to this. You hear this story in fantasy all the time. A nice young lady has an arranged marriage set up. The young lady chooses love and finding someone kind and lovable over money. Not Astrid, though, because she pivots and starts fucking the known gambling addict, alcoholic man-child, Makalov. It takes a unique form of cuck to have your fiance not fuck with you only to get with someone who'd spend the child support money on horse betting. Move aside, 1%er, this is the real world where the alcoholic gambling addict gets the girl.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
Harkin and Isadora are one of those, at this point, rare pairs in Fire Emblem that have a pre-established romantic relationship. You know, they're fiancés, they got added into Fae together, how romantic. And it is so tenderly reflected in their support conversations. Now, it makes sense that not all endings for Harkin would mention Isadora. After all, she could just fucking die. However, it's very funny to think about the universe in which Isadora and Harkin are both alive. Maybe they got to their, like, first 2 conversations, and then Harkin just decides to A-support Vida. Now imagine being Isadora, talking with hubby about how much you missed him and you don't want to lose him, and for the rest of your lives, he's pining for a woman who hit him with a British tsundereism. Kill yourself!
Number 5.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
Isn't sister your girl? Listen, Harkin straight up doesn't exist, first of all. I bet a lot of people who are watching this video did not even know who he was before Faye, or still don't know his lame ass. I feel like I've never naturally gotten Harkin. The condition to get Harkin is that you don't kill enough promoted units or open enough doors. The combined total of those numbers has to be 3 or less to get Harkin by turn 9. If you do 4 or more, you get Corel instead. I have yet to be able to do this naturally. I have to intentionally play like ass, and I'm real, so I ain't doing that shit in the first place. So I've never recruited Harkin. I literally always get the homie, and I'm blessing my stars that I ain't had this loser among my comrades. Ever since I found this out, I'm like so shocked that Harkin and Isadora don't have an A support at base like Louise and her man, because Louise has her man on lock. He's not talking to nobody. What the fuck is going on here? Additionally, Isidore can get an A support with Legault. And she's literally just like lusting after this guy while she's married to Harkin, I think. Or because she had 3 conversations with Legault, calls off the engagement. She didn't even get that sloppy, bro. You had 3 talks. It's just sad to watch. Look at the Isidore and Legault ending. Stayed in each other's hearts. But Nicole, that could be platonic. No! Let's read the actual support. Legault was like, you got a man. And she ain't shut his ass down immediately. She's into it. And then she's flustered. And then while she's flustered, Legault goes in for the kill, basically saying, fuck your man. While saying the exact opposite, because if he really cared about Harkin's feelings, he would not be flirting like this at all. If I had met you a bit earlier, I wouldn't have been able to leave a booty like you alone. Done. That line did my boy Harkin in and his girl thinking about another dude for about 10 years of their marriage. That's insane. Question of the day. Would you rather somebody love and fantasize about another person while you're married to them for 10 years at least? Or cheat on you once in the beginning and admit it to you? Looking forward to your comments down below. Imagine being Harkin and you'll understand why he's this high on the list.
Because this was, imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
Hard on. I mean Harden. I know people don't know their marketing stuff, and low-key, I don't either. I'm like on chapter 16 of Shadow Dragon, and I'll be real, I'm on my Matthew Santoro for this top 10. But to summarize, Nina was pressured into marrying Harden for politics, but she was feeling some other dude. Harden is all invested in the relationship, all invested in it, and he's pulled right out to reality when he realizes his girl does not like him. Basically, he gets corrupted by Garneth with the Dark Spear after he got his heart broken. Dude got played so hard, he put the whole continent in danger. That is a planetary feat, Nina. Planetary feat, a planetary cucking. This is one of the most memorable cuckings in Fire Emblem for this reason. Even though there was no sex, I just felt the reaction from Harden. You know that there was a lot of emotional damage there, and I do think emotional cheating, it is a little bit like cheating. Everything's not about penetration, guys. It's not always about penetration.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
He who lives in a glass house shan't fuck behind his wife's back, or however it goes. The story of the Osawa manga goes, there once was a man by the name of Victor. He had a beautiful wife who bore his child and many other mistresses who would fuck. One day, Victor violated Sigurd's favorite maid. Post-felony Clarity ended up sinking in. He tried to banish her. Sigurd said, no. And that is how Goat-Zell was born. Later, Sigurd would fall in love with Prince Kurth, whom would impregnate her. And, you know, like any reasonable man, Victor decided to OD in his bedroom after writing a suicide note cursing the two. Victor is the definition of he who lives in a glass house because there is no way you ignore, you beat, and you cheat on your hot, forest maiden wife for that long, only to blow your brains out when someone makes you the cucky. This man got cucked so hard it became a family tradition, and up developing the major Loptor chromosome.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
We have an honorable mention, and yes, Elfric was never with Citri. However, come on. Elfric is the kind of guy who would bring his own chair to the bed and ponder. You know, take some notes. The way he fell so deeply in love with this woman, then yeah, I was happy when Geralt actually got her. Yes, there, that's right. Now, Geralt, quickly, finish her off, hit her from the back. Full Nelson Geralt.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like, get fucked. Get fucked. You love her?
Number 2, Ionius the IX, Ionius the Ninth. Ionius, for those who don't know, is Edelgard's dad. About a decade before the start of the game, the Empire mounted a coup against Ionius because he was trying to take power away from other lords. And They're like, I set up for an oligarchy. What is this? What is this mess? Edelgard and her mom then went to Vargas for asylum, and when Anathelma saw Lambert, we all know how everything was going to play out, okay? Not only did he get cucked, but it was by the finest man on the entire continent. This especially stings when you yourself look like a reanimated corpse, juiced up on heroin. Ionius is here because this is just an embarrassing defeat since he got mogged in every single way by Lambert, and his wife got snatched up out his house, as well as getting screwed politically at the same time. You guys can't even argue with me on this one. Ionius comes in with a built-in cuck chair. It's on his model. He can't get rid of it. Definitely worthy of the number 2 spot on the list.
Imagine seeing the girl you love.
Number
like,
1.
Get fucked.
Love her? Now, you know number 1's gonna be crazy. There's literally a nigga with a built-in cuck chair below him. Who is this legendary super cuck? Who could number 1 possibly be? I'll give you 3 seconds. Faye's husband from Fire Emblem Echoes. Don't lie, who actually must be number 1? Out of everyone on this list, this is the shit we can't accept. Yes, Ionius is a close second because you got your consort stole by another king. That's fucked up. But that's the one and done, you can move on. Faye's husband has to live with this woman every day. And it's not just like Cordelia, who was reminiscing about Crom. Faye is going Dora the Explorer mode, making unsuccessful dick pilgrimages to Sophia Castle. And there's no divorce pending on this one. He's fine with it. He said this doesn't bother him. He's gotta be out of his goddamn mind. There's no way I could be married to someone and they step out on my family to stalk their childhood crush. That's not happening in this household. Let's be real, Faye's husband was likely a resident of Ram Village because normally you don't have a ton of immigration with these small villages and communities. So this guy peeped how she was about
Now, shall I head back out there and slay more of your enemies for you?
Slay enemies for me?
And this idiot still married her. Faye's husband, not gonna lie, might be the only traditional cuck on this list. He might be genuinely enjoying it because why did he marry her? He knew how she was. I can only imagine their fights. I finally found it. The last lock of green hair. The pupil is complete.
Faye, where have you been in the past 2 weeks? Why are you so dirty? The girls miss you and...
Put it on.
This is too far. Faye Jr. starts her state-mandated atheism indoctrination class next week.
If you don't do this, I'm just gonna have to go and see the real thing. You wouldn't want me to miss Faye Jr.'s first day of school, would you? And don't forget this. This is the most important part. Well, that was the long-awaited cuck video, and I did learn a few things with this list. Nobody can tell me this is all happenstance just because infidelity is a common thing to write in fiction, and there's lots of romance in Fire Emblem, so there's bound to be infidelity. I genuinely can't think of other RPG series where it has this much of a foothold. Not Xenoblade, not SMT, not Final Fantasy, not Dragon Quest, not Octopath, not even Persona. They punish you for wanting to have a harem, telling you that the behavior is bad rather than glorifying it like some Fire Emblem entries.
Take my chocolate, please, before I crush it.
You cannot convince me that the person who wrote the Fate ending isn't massively into NTR, and that this shit that you read in Cordelia's support is normal. I mean, I just glanced at Freddy's support, and this man compares his love for Cordelia to Cordelia's love for Crom. That is a cuck dynamic if I've ever seen one, and I shouldn't have to explain why. I think I have unequivocally prove that there is a cuck dev working in Fire Emblem, and it's only gotten worse since Haga left. The cucking they add is not even for the plot like with Harden or Sigurd. That adds tragedy to the plot. Now it's genuinely for the love of the game. I know Fire Emblem has a bad rap for incest, but the cuck problem is so much worse. Yes, the "my little sister from another world can't be this cute" is very cringe, but at least with the incest, the Fire Emblem devs have the decency to employ coward's incest, which is pretty opposite to how they handle their cuck fantasies. Additionally, the most well-known incest is more implicit and silently adds a hint of tragedy to FE4. Genuinely, I'm pretty fearful for Fortune's Weave, since that game has a very black cast. Last thing we need is somebody put their black race play fetish in the next Fire Emblem game. Sarah meets Chad, takes Fola woman right in front of her husband. In 2026, Fire Emblem's gonna be looking like the hub. It's gonna look like the hub straight up.
Subscribe, man!
Shout out to Liam, Lodestar Claws on Twitch and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, because he wrote half the script and voiced half the script, so that was pretty cool of him. Give him a follow. He's pretty funny and makes food, Fire Emblem videos, and things like that. And he's my best friend, so there's that.
This is too far. Faye Jr. starts her state-mandated atheism indoctrination class next week. Don't laugh, Brian.